We are back to Shades of Green on KDWN 720 AM and 101.5 FM here in Las Vegas. Our show is produced by Green Alliance and sponsored by NV Energy, and I'm your host, Paul Ira. Today we have David Kaiserman, president of Lennar Homes and chairman of Lennar's Sunstreet Solar Company. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
As we were talking before we went to break, it's always interesting of what home builders do to make the home green or sustainable, if you will. There's two different things there. Making it green might be that it's efficient and putting in conservation efforts like maybe occupancy sensors or something like that. And then sustainable on what are you doing to source products and what kind of things are you designing into the home to make it sustainable?
Yeah, I mean, so, we look at this as a holistic solution, and so we have many different things that range, as you said, from technologies that are energy saving and water saving down through products which come with, sustainability claims from manufacturers. Lennar itself, as you know, doesn't really make any products, and so we're very much dependent upon the marketplace around us. But you look at our, partners like Kohler, and you look in Moen and others in the space, and they're spending a lot of time making sure that the products which we install are ones that carry not only, as you said, green, but sustainability benefits.
And that's great. And installing homes with solar in Nevada and California makes a lot of sense. But how about other markets where it's not as sunny? Are you putting solar on homes in other states?
We're starting to, and I think, as I said when we first started our talk, to me, solar is a disruptive technology, and its application is one that's defined by technology. Today, it's constrained by policy environments and regulatory environments, but as you look forward to batteries and other technologies, I look at solar as being the opportunity, as being one where the new home can become that very sophisticated piece of machinery that it is. And there is a day where solar can be provided in, cooperation with a utility and a battery solution. And so we're not there yet, but the opportunity to get there is entirely logical. And as we start from our blank canvas, a real meaningful, opportunity to make the new home newer, which is what we do every day.
And that's a great way to approach it. And by the way, I want to congratulate you. This year you were received the Green Awards Gala Award for Green Buildings, and Lennar Home was one of the main recipients of that award, so congratulations.
Thank you. It's nice of you guys to do that for us, but it's really the hard work of people every day around us that it's the most gratifying too, so we appreciate it.
So that's one of the great benefits of the Green Alliance, is being involved in such a great organization and having networking with other like-minded businesses and people. So thank you for being a member of that organization, and congratulations on that award. What kind of sites do you look for when I know you guys don't build one home at a time, you build a lot of homes. So when you're looking for a community site, what do you look for to apply your trades to?
We look for the good old stuff like location and schools and community and the environment, physical environment around that, nature. We look for municipalities that we can work together with. We can collectively advance, economic opportunity. We look for places where we can do some things that are new and different and find partners who want to do that with us too. So I wouldn't say there's any one criteria we're looking for, but today it's about building that new home, that state-of-the-art home, and finding places and people and areas where we can do it.
That's great. When you're building these new homes, where do you see yourself going from here? I know you're talking about integrating batteries and these kind of things. You see technology changing, and how do you adapt to that going forward?
Great. Yeah, it's a great question. So there's one thing I know for certain: technology will change. And that part of what we need to do is to equip our homes with the necessary infrastructure that's capable of making those changes. And it might sound a little bit off topic from solar, but I actually believe very strongly that the core enabling technology that will aid in continued change is Wi-Fi. It is the wireless technology today that 50% of the internet's traffic travels over. It is the standard by which most every single product in the world communicates. And if we start to build our homes with the infrastructure in place to allow for that future change on a wireless basis, incorporating it into the fabric of the home today, but allowing it to be modified as time goes on, those are really good investments, smart investments we're making for our customers. And it's the type of investments that we want to continue to make as we're building homes and we're doing R&D and we're really trying to figure out where the world is going. We know we can't really predict that. If we had that crystal ball, it'd be great, but we don't. And so it's infrastructure that we focus on. And strangely enough, solar is a really powerful wireless infrastructure or wireless technology.
Well, it is Wi-Fi that has allowed wireless to happen. And being an old building automation guy, there was a big cost to wire all the sensors and actuators together, and
Right.
going wireless took a major amount of the cost out of putting those kind of systems in place, which has now made them scalable to go into residential homes. So you can have a smart home with all these wireless technologies with security and fire and functioning in the home.
That's right. And I mean, if you think about it, would you ever buy a car without Bluetooth?
Not a new one.
Not a new one. Would you roll down windows?
Right.
Probably not, right?
Right. Roll down windows. That's a really important piece.
So I think the new home for us is very much, in line with the rest of the world in terms of its adoption of technology. And your point in question, in and around what future-proofs us to tomorrow, we think it's wireless technology and we think it's Wi-Fi.
Well, one of the things I've always wondered about is solar generates 12-volt power DC. How tough would it be to put a second circuit in a home to have just 12-volt DC powered equipment, lights, appliances, what have you? Has that ever been considered?
Yeah, I think it's all about affordability, and it's to the same question you asked me before about renewable energy and energy efficiency, and how do we balance those two in the context of the homes that we build. We can do anything we put our mind to, and we start from a blank canvas, and that blank canvas makes whatever we do the most cost-effective thing possible. At the end of the day, it really comes down to what is going to deliver a consumer the best bang for their buck in terms of value and affordability. We're constantly struggling on balancing those issues. So whether it's that idea that you just raised, or whether it's putting renewable energy on our roofs so that we can value engineer appropriately the other mechanical systems in the home, all of those things need to contribute to an enhanced affordability. And I actually look forward to the day where living in a green home is not one that actually costs you green, it saves you green.
Right. And that's what people are finding out more and more, is green is not that expensive, because what's really important is what we call the cost of ownership. What does it cost you to own that home? So over the longer period of time, an upfront cost that might be 2-3% more is going to save you a lot more than that over the course of the ownership of that home.
Yep. There's a lot that's got to come together: our public policy environment, our mortgage environment, our financing environment. The markets around need time to get acclimated to it. But it really is bridging that upfront cost and long-term benefit. And for us in solar, we've managed to solve both of those at one time. We're able to give you solar for no upfront charge at an ongoing discount to retail prices. And so it's the first of what hopefully will be many examples where not only upfront affordability, but long-term affordability will be merged into one.
And I had one last quick question about building codes. Are building codes driving what you're doing, or are you doing this out of just improving your own construction?
We started doing this out of improving consumer offerings, and we always start with the consumer first. The building code is somewhat behind the times, and so today does not actually even give credit to solar as an energy efficiency technology. It thinks of it as something separate. We're starting to see those worlds change, and states like California say it doesn't matter whether you make energy or save energy. It's the bottom line.
Thank you, David.
Hannity, Levin, KDWA Las Vegas.